When I was little, my father was famous. He was the greatest samurai in the empire. He cut off the heads of 131
Hey everybody, Jerry Williams, aka Greater Sapien here. Thanks for stopping by. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been keeping a close eye on the final experiment. There is only one day left.
One more dawn, one more day.
I had my eye on the final experiment website a lot yesterday, and I keep it open in a browser window. I'm not convinced the participants have been given their GPS monitors, as according to the map, they're all sitting around the airport. But since Critical Think has been going live from his hotel room, I think that map display is just the known travel itinerary for those involved. I have to say I was a bit concerned about the level of participation on the globe denying side, given they were all pretty much the last to show up at the launch location. I know Critical Think is planning on getting some data measurements before heading to Antarctica, and the globe side seemed a little more enthused about discussing this topic. But I've since seen that Jaron has put up a video hyping up his trip, which is a good sign. And I saw that Austin Whitsitt went live and gave his final thoughts before heading out. He expressed a number of concerns about the trip and the people involved. He's skeptical of the motivations of the organizers, suggesting that they may attempt to manipulate the results or humiliate flat earthers. Dude, the only real data that will matter is the fact that you will see a 24-hour sun. He fears the trip could be turned into a hit piece against flat earthers, focusing on discrediting or ridiculing them. Yes, 100%. He suspects the presence of new participants, such as a Hollywood producer, could lead to a biased representation of flat earthers in any resulting media. He's worried about his physical safety, which is wholly understandable given it's Antarctica and cold as fuck. But he also seems to be wary of some of the globe proponents. Not naming anyone specifically, but he's calling them sadists. Austin tries to frame his participation as a quest for truth, saying that he's open to updating his beliefs based on credible evidence, but his willingness to update his belief has an obvious limitation. No matter the outcome, he will hold to his globe denial. If there's not a 24-hour sun, he says it supports his current flat earth arguments. If there is a 24-hour sun, then he's only wrong about the 24-hour sun, and his flat earth worldview will have to incorporate it. As I said before, Austin's adherence to a flat worldview comes from a religious interpretation. Nothing is allowed to undermine that. And the funny thing is, I think most of the people going on this trip are religious people, Christians, in fact. So I find the idea that Austin's religious views are limiting him from accepting the reality of a globe kind of insane. Now, he also says he plans on doing a number of detailed tests to verify the 24-hour sun, which sounds a lot to me like he's searching for a way to claim it's not the sun. I find it very interesting that these people who have been constantly claiming that people should trust what their eyes tell them, that the earth looks flat, so it must be. The sun appears to move around us, so it must be moving and we must be stationary. That telescopes tracking the sky are lying, that GPS tracking is fraudulent. Now they don't want to trust their eyes about the simple, basic thing of, is that the sun that I see in the sky? So he supposedly got infrared filters and imagers to confirm the sunspots and whether a light source is the sun or reflected light. Don't get me wrong. I say welcome to the world of science. But given the lack of experimental and observational capacity shown by him in the past, I don't trust in, one, his ability to execute the observations, or two, his ability to interpret the data without bias. It will be interesting to see how he spins what he finds. I'm also a little curious to see if he or any of the globe deniers make the data freely available, or if they'll only present it and discuss it behind their paywalls. Now, I don't only wish to limit my criticism to the globe deniers, so let me turn to the established science side. You know, there is nothing more frustrating than seeing an unforced error from your team, and I have to bring up what Will Duffy presented the other day. On Tuesday, he presented a much hyped video that he claimed was the most important video he's done to date, that everyone needs to see it. And in this video, he made a big deal out of the fact that not only would there be a 24-hour sun, but there would be a 24-hour moon, and that the existence of these two phenomena would be proof of the globe. The problem is, he is very much wrong. While there are times when there is both a 24-hour sun and moon in Antarctica, it isn't during the time of this trip. From November 29th through December 7th, it was up all day, and it will be again after December 25th, but not while the final experiment is going on. In fact, I believe it's going to be down all day. Duffy made a big deal out of this, and I think today he's planning on going live to discuss it again. So I hope someone corrects him during his live broadcast. This is the type of thing that globe deniers will latch onto and say, you made this prediction, you were wrong, globe fails. But in fact, Will is just wrong. It's like if someone told you in June, if you go to Antarctica, there's a 24-hour sun, and that proves the globe. But since they didn't limit the date of travel, if you were to go in June, you wouldn't see a 24-hour sun. And so you would think that the globe model failed, when in fact, it was just the person who said it that failed. So let me go on the record to say that a 24-hour moon is not predicted for next week. Okay, that's it for me today. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you want to stay up on this with me. I will be making updates probably on a daily once they start in earnest. Only one day more, folks.
One day.
Take care.
That's my job. That's what I do. I don't lose. I win. Is there no one on this planet to even challenge me?
Maybe you came by to congratulate me on last night's victory.